Hello everyone, yes, now we're reviewing Season 2, yes, the finale was last night, and so I promised you guys I would review Season 2 since I just reviewed Season 1. You know how I feel about Season 1? Look at the video and find out. Maybe I loved it, maybe I didn't. Well, guess what? Spoiler alert, I loved it. Season 1 was awesome, and I really like it, and it's one of the best mini-series TV shows, seasons I've ever seen, and now we're in Season 2. Season 2. Alright, so this season's been getting a lot of controversy and all kind of stuff, because some people have already left the show in the premiere. Like my dad, he didn't care about the show after the first episode. The first episode. Look at it, in Season 1, the first couple episodes were slow. But it was an easy story to follow. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this as the way. I shouldn't be comparing this to Season 1, because Season 2 is a completely different show. There's none of the characters go back in time, none of them. All these are brand new characters. This show's gonna have a different season every season. So this season stars Colin Farrell, Rachel McAdams, Vince Vaughn, and Taylor Kitsch. I'm not saying his last name, Taylor Kitsch. Either way, Colin Farrell, he is a rough guy. He's a rough guy. He's not a great guy, but he does good things, but he does also really bad things. In the premiere, you see him do a really bad thing. You're like, dang, dude, this guy's a real deal. Until him, Rachel McAdams, and Taylor Kitsch come together to investigate a man named Casper who was literally killed with his eyes completely sewed shut, and he is dead, and now they must work together. As I was saying, Colin Farrell is a rough dude. He has a relationship with his wife, a divorced wife, and his, maybe not, maybe so son, because something happened to the wife, of course, and they don't even know if it's Colin Farrell's son. And so, Colin Farrell has a really good time with that. He's trying to connect with his son, and his son doesn't even really look like him. He has red hair and all kinds of stuff. Either way, that's Colin Farrell's life, and he's done some bad stuff because someone raped his ex-wife, and now he wants to find out who did it, and that leads into a lot of stuff. Rachel McAdams, you don't really learn a lot about her at first. You learn she has a sister who is a whore, pretty much, and all this kind of business with whores and everything, and all kind of stuff. And then you find out later on in the season what happened to her, and I won't spoil it, but what happened to her when she was little, that's what makes her a kind of gritty and not really likable person. And Taylor Kitsch. In the very first episode of this episode, in the premiere, you see him literally get framed for something he didn't do, and then he's off the road. He used to be a biker on the highway, but now he's gonna turn into an investigator and see what happens. So that's the basic story, that's all the characters pretty much, and so now, furthermore, I'm gonna talk about more spoilers. First off, I thought this was a good season. As an 8-episode show, this was a good season. It was not as good as the first season, but I do, and I will say, I liked it. I thought it had great acting. First off, Colin Farrell did great. Rachel McAdams, really pretty, and she did a really good job. She's been in a lot. She's doing a really good job with her career, Southpaw in this. Taylor Kitsch, he did a good job, but he's definitely the weakest one out of the bunch. And for my gosh, Vince Vaughn actually did a really good job. I really liked Vince Vaughn in this show. He did a good job. He worked for me, and I think he did a good job. And so in every episode had a big moment. Episode 1, you saw Colin Farrell beat the crap out of that guy because his son was bullying his son. In episode 2, you saw Colin Farrell get shot, and that moment I was like, oh my god, I was so shocked when he got shot, but you find out it was just rubber bullets, whatever. In episode 3, you get a freaking Elvis opening with him in heaven, a little shotgun hole and all kind of stuff. That whole segment of the show was really good, but it didn't have to happen. It just happened for shock value, but it was still really oh my god, did he just get killed? And so furthermore, you learn about Taylor Kitsch, who is actually gay, and he's hiding it. He refuses it. He has his wife. He finds out he's having a baby, and then episode 7 happens. He gets freaking killed. I didn't want him to die. He was cool. He was a cool character. I liked him, and then he gets killed in the stupidest way possible. Kills all these guys. He gets out there. He's about to call Colin Farrell, tell him what happens, and then boosh! God dang it. That pissed me off. But overall, the whole season as a whole, it was gritty. You had gritty characters and everything. But my biggest problem, it just felt too jumbled. When they got to the part in episode 6 or 5, when they get to the part where the timeline skips after that big shootout in episode 4, then they start talking about this 1992 robbery with 2 kids and these jewels. All of that was completely that's what made me confused. That was my biggest problem with the season. It just felt there were too many characters. First season you had 2 characters who were completely different come together to do an investigation. In this show you have 3 storylines with all big backgrounds. They come together to work together, and you have Vince Vaughn, who was connected to this murder, and then you have all this background in 1992 and these children and jewelry and all kind of stuff. Alright, so now what y'all want to hear me talk about the finale. In my opinion, the finale was really good. I like the finale. It was a good finale. Of course, I knew Rachel McAdams was going to live, and my gosh, I promised to all the audience. Okay, spoiler for season 1. Remember season 1 how the lawnmower guy was the killer? Yeah, in this season, in this episode 3 or something, when we went to that movie set and that guy, the photographer or whatever, I called it. I was like, I bet he can have something to do with it. Turns out he's the guy who did everything. He's the person who killed Casper. I was so happy. Mom was like, I can't believe you called that crap. She didn't say crap, but I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm right. Because it just reminded me of the first season how you barely saw the lawnmower man, and then bam, turns out he's the main villain. And this season, this guy gives Colin Farrell information, and he's a low-budget character. I was like, alright, he's a suspect. I called in that episode, in the finale, bam, turns out he's the killer. And of course, they had a 90-minute finale, and my gosh, after that big heist Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell did in the finale, my heart was pumping. Like, everything was just going smoothly for them. And then my heart was beating. I was like, oh my god. And then Colin Farrell had made this stupid mistake and go see his son one more time. And yeah, they named that tracker on him or bomb or something like that. And then they kill him in the woods and they shoot him with a machine gun. I was like, god dang it, I like Colin Farrell. But him and Rachel McAdams hook up, which I called as well. And then Rachel McAdams gets away with Vince Vaughn's wife. Vince Vaughn gets killed because he gets stabbed in the desert and then left out there because he didn't want to give anyone his suit because he had the jewels in him. But he died, Colin Farrell died, Taylor Kitsch died, but Rachel McAdams lived, which I called because honestly she's a girl and I knew she'd live. Either way, I like season 2 and I think it's a definitely... I say you could watch it, but I'd rather watch season 1. But the season 2 had great acting. Colin Farrell, in my opinion, stole the show. I like Colin Farrell from now on. So now it's time to rate this show. And so, big news for everyone. This is a new rating scale. I am not doing any more 5 out of stuff. It's time to change it up. I'm going to give season 2 a B. So that's my new rating scale. A through D or through F. And I'm going to do that for now on. But this show gets a B. And I think it deserves it. It's good. It's a good show, but not as good as season 1. Either way, guys, if you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.